All right. Yeah, it should be good. I like how that always starts off the same. Yeah, it should be good. I never know if it's good or not at the end. The audio, the levels. So I'm gonna do it straight from Fruity Loops this time because there's a master, which is what I used to do. I don't know why I use So at first I used to use Fruity Loops, right, for recording pretty much everything. And then it was just easier to pull up Audacity because Audacity records like you could pull it up easier than launching FL, and then you could record anything you want like online. You could record like like I used a sample from a movie on HBO, and it was just easier to just screen record, basically just audio though, and then take that audio and put it into FL. It's just easier, and to convert it into an actual sample, just easier. That had nothing to do with this though. So I'll start off this one like I started off the other one. Where am I? I kind of like that, even though I haven't gone back to the park to do a podcast yet. Or if I ever will, I don't know. It was fun. It was just an effort to get there, but it doesn't need to be an effort to get there. It could have been easier. I just took a long ass walk to get there, but it definitely could have been easier. So don't tell myself that. Like, it could have easily been easier. What else? Man, I had a long conversation today with my mom about dropping out of school or taking a pause. So I like to say, I like how it was funny because she didn't use the word dropping out. She didn't use the word pause. She kept saying quit. Right? She goes, "Oh, you're quitting school. Oh, you're quitting." And the thing is, I may be quitting. Right? Maybe. I'm still thinking about it. Most likely. Who knows? Probably. Maybe. Another word that equals unsuredness. She kept using this word quit, and I told her something that even surprised that came out of my head. I said, you keep using this word quit, but hey, school's not going anywhere. So, let's not go. She's like, oh, well, you won't be able to go to the same place. Then I don't go to the same place. Credits move over, I go anywhere. School's not going anywhere. Also, too, she kept using the word quit, and I was like, whoa, such a weird, not a weird word, but like a word that's like, very like, oh, you quit. I'm like, you should really only apply the word quit, you're quitting, to things you actually care about. You shouldn't just about, oh, you're quitting this. Did I quit a job at Target? I guess, but I got another one. I didn't like quit working. Just because you quit one thing, does it, isn't this broad statement of like, you're quitting and everything, you're quitting. It's like, you should really apply that to things you care about. Like, oh, don't quit. Yeah, okay. Don't quit something you care about. Everything else is inconsequential. No matter what you quit, no matter what you do, don't take quitting. Don't take quitting so seriously, especially when other people tell you. They go, "Oh, you're quitting this. You're quitting." It's like, how about talk to me when I quit something I care about. Okay, talk to me when I quit something that's like important, or talk to me when when something like that happens. Talk to me when something is ending, or I'm quitting something that's like actually that I care about. I was gonna say that doesn't matter, but it does matter for a lot of people. School, just not me, but it is what it is. It's been a while since I did the podcast. Unfortunately, I wish it wasn't. I truly do, but I had a cold. That's number one. Number two, I would say I had time. I don't know. I have no excuse. I've been lazy. I was actually supposed to. I'm taking a comic book class, so I was actually supposed to take the weekend to draw a comic book. But it's a lie, and I just didn't do it. And then he wants us to make copies. The project is making a mini comic and then going and um, copying it for a bunch of people, right? You copy it. I have not drawn anything or done anything with that comic at all. So tomorrow's Monday and I have till Wednesday to do it. No time. Literally no time. I guess I should be doing it now. But I'm not doing this. It's also 10 o'clock. It makes no sense for me to do it now. And then tomorrow I was going to go to the movies in the morning, then class later. But now I think I should be drawing that. Then I'm like, but I don't want to. But I don't know. It is what it is. It may not be the best. May not be the best project to come out. When it actually comes out. But that's okay. It's a project nonetheless. I'll get it done. It won't be good. And that's the thing about most of my work. It won't be good. Here's another thing though. The class is drawing. It's a lot of drawing. But to my defense, it didn't say any drawing on the description. It was all the description said. This class is going to focus on getting meaning out of comics. In no way does it say drawing, because there are two other drawing classes, of comics. It says drawing comics 1, drawing comics 2. So when I saw that and I saw this one, I thought, okay, cool, drawing comics, there's that. And then this one is about like reading and discerning what the author meant, what the artist meant. But no, it's also drawing. And so now, because there's a third class too, so I'm like, which one was the non-drawing one? Or is it all drawing? But those ones are explicitly drawing comics. Yet this class, all we do is also draw comics. But the description said, since in the past I took it and I can't drop it, it said nothing about that. It said getting the emotion and meaning out of him. Sorry, I might need to take a couple sips of water during this. I did have a cold. I did have a cold, so that's why. Excuse me if I do. But yeah, I don't know who I was gonna say, but the teacher goes, yeah, you gotta draw every day we're drawing. I'm like, so. But this is, and I double checked when it happened, because when I first got in, because the first 2 assignments was drawing. So I'm like, so this is the getting meaning out of comics, right? Because this class is called Comics and Culture, not drawing comics. And again, I know people could be like, why would you get into a comics class? Obviously it's drawing. No, because in the description, it doesn't say that word. And yes, I reread it. There are 2 other explicitly for drawing classes. And then there's another one called manga, drawing for manga. So you got these 2 drawing disciplines, anime, I guess, is the manga one. And you got this one. So I thought, okay, getting meaning out of comics, comic culture. I'm like, okay, great. But this should just be called drawing comics. It's zero difference. So now we have to draw. I'm like, I'm not drawing. Like, I'm much better at writing comics. That's why I went to this class. My intention with this class was to read comics and get more information about the history of them. How do you create meaningful comics with just words and pictures, like how they did it. Like the most influential ones, the most popular ones, like, deep, like actually getting what the class is, comics and culture. How did they affect culture? I'm thinking we're going to write, comics basically. But no, it's a drawing. We do zero right. Literally, he already said, we're not doing words. And I go, so you got the drawing, and I'm sure they just draw. Maybe they do some words, but they're explicitly drawing. got the anime class, drawing in the title. You read the description of those other ones, they're like, we teach you how to draw comics and how to trace and all this. And then the other one's like, we teach you how to draw this. And then this one doesn't say draw anywhere in the description, yet that's all we do. So I was kind of disappointed with that one. I was like, damn, he's like, we're not going to do any words. So no box writing, right in the box. So I'm like, okay, so is there a class will we actually do that or no? Because this is only 3, unfortunately. Yeah, damn. I was like, damn. All right. So I'm putting it off mostly because I don't draw. I just thought this would be a class where we, just kind of get meanings out of comics, and then he tells us how to write better comics and how to bring your point through in comics, and words and pictures. But this isn't that. Zero writing going on in this class. It's only drawing. And now I have to draw a mini comic. Now I would be okay if he was like, you could write one. You could write a script for a comic and turn that in. I'd be like, great, that's what I do. Not what I do, but I'm a lot better at. But no, it's, draw the comics, do that. So I'm like, damn, all right. Yeah, so that's why I'm putting that off. That's too bad. Yeah. Well, that's my fault. That's always my fault. There's always something missing. Like, I never get to just go into something knowing exactly what it is, and that is what it is. There's always some twist. I'm always on the back foot, right? Everyone in the class came in there with their notebooks with no lines on it, just drawing. And I was like, so you guys all knew this, even though the description said nothing about this? I'm always always on the back foot, never I'm never like, okay, I know. And then I told my brother this, and he goes, well, you should have asked the teacher before you went in. I'm like, but there's 2 other drawing disciplines, and this is the only one that said nothing about drawing in the description, yet that's all we do. And I'm like, it didn't even go in my head to ask, would we be drawing? Because it says comics and culture, it doesn't say drawing. The description said nothing about drawing, and yet that's all we do. Literally, I'm not joking. And so I was like, I didn't even pop in my head to ask to make sure, because you got 2 other ones. So that was, I'm still pissed off about that. That's why I'm putting it off. I just don't feel like drawing. I don't draw. I don't know what to tell you. Like, I do other things, but I don't know. I just don't draw. So I'm actually thinking about doing it in Photoshop, because I know graphic design more than actual drawing with my hands. But then even that, I'm like, now I have to create a character, and then create put it in a box that's the same way. That's the same way when you print it out, it'll fold like a comic, but it's a lot more work than just drawing. So I'm gonna draw stick figures like I've been doing all semester. Yeah, that sucked. I was like, damn, this is really all drawing. So what is this the actual drawing comics class? Is it the opposite? And now I would be really pissed off if the drawing comics class was where they actually write comics, because it said drawing. But now I'm thinking that class might have actually been writing comics, like I literally mean write scripts and then transfer those scripts into boxes on pages. Because if you know anything about comics, it's very, very often someone writes it, those are separate people. So in my head, I'm like, okay, well, the people who want to do the art are going into the drawing class. The people who want to do the art are going into the manga class, manga drawing class, which is exactly what it's called. And the people who are writing them would take this class because it's comics and culture. And the description said we are going to find meaning and what was the other word? Meaning and purpose out of comics. And so I'm like, okay, that's for me. But of course not. Of course I can't just go into something and have it be exactly what I thought. It's never that. And I got so mad when my brother said, you should ask the teacher. But why? Why would I have had to ask the teacher? This is the only one that didn't say it. Why would I? It didn't even cross my mind. I should make sure there's no drawing. I'm like, why? There's 2 levels of drawing. There's a drawing comics 1, 2. There's an anime drawing. I don't know. Not anime, but manga drawing. Man. That was disappointing. No, this whole class is disappointing. It's too much drawing. I'm like, wait, and then he goes, so we're not going to do much writing of actual comics. No. And I almost raised my hand. And said, which class does? But I knew in that moment I was mad and my attitude would be too mad. And it would come off as mean and an asshole comment. Well, which one does? So I didn't. And it was also too far for me to drop it anyway. Just like my science class. Too far for me to drop. Disappointing semester. Disheartening. Actually, disappointing is too light of a word. Disheartening is because I have to draw. I'm not good at drawing. I'm not good at it. So now, no, we don't have to harp on this. We can move on. And so Creed. I saw Creed. Fast move on. Saw Creed. I would say this about the movies. Number one, here in San Fran, the movies, because everything is on a hill, everything's shaped weird. The movies is on a weird hill, and it's the most odd movie theaters I've ever been to. It's very small, but the theater itself is, you got that regular big screen in there. The screen isn't literally smaller than a normal one. I didn't see it in Dolby though, or IMAX, just regular. Mostly because I don't have a subscription right now, the $25 a month AMC thing that I usually have at times in my life. It's funny, I've had that at times in my life where I've had nothing to do, and then when I'm busy, in school, I don't have it. It's funny that has gone in and out of my life, the subscription, because sometimes I'll be available to watch those 3 movies a week, easily. I've done that in my life, but right now, no. Yeah, no. So I saw Creed, and when we go into the movie theater, it was just me. I don't know. I said we. I keep thinking about what I'm going to talk about. So this couple in front of me, black couple, yes. And now there's been a lot of shit online lately about black people in movie theaters because of Creed, particularly. Also, a lot of people saying real bad things about black people online, which, of course, is par for the course. People would never stop that, but lately it's been going up, and I've even seen black women do it. It's what is going on? It's bad out there. It's really bad out there. People talking about, oh, I married a white person, this and that. Only, I don't marry black people. I'm like, what is going on? This talk of it's bad. It's bad out there. The rhetoric online, especially from black women towards black men, is real bad lately. I've been seeing on Twitter. Maybe it's just the algorithm, coming towards me and just give me what I want. Because I do click on them, and I will read the comments of other people be like, it's insane that you're applying this and that to every black man out there, which is true. But maybe I just need to stop clicking, and Twitter will stop giving it to me. unless they can read my mind, they know secretly that I want the discourse and I want to see it, and I want and I want to see the back and forth. What was I gonna say? Okay, so this couple's in front of me, and they're talking. I'm like, oh great, they're talking a little bit, but they stop talking. They're not talking through the whole thing, so that's good. But the woman pulled out her phone, and I was like, oh god, not the phone. And she had the largest font. Of course, the brightness is all the way up. It was only out for a second, but what I did see was this, and it was interesting. So she was typing, right? And I see the light a little bit. And then, like I said, she has a big ass font. So, she moves her phone over and I see it. And it's actually a message, to the guy sitting next to her. And it says something. I couldn't make out what it actually said, but the words were big. But her head got in the way. And then he got up and left. So I'm like, oh, okay. I don't know what's worse, the talking mid movie and just tell someone something real quick, or the screen out, phone out, type the message in and then show it to unless you're just so loud as of a person, and being quiet for you, is almost impossible. So maybe that was it. But yeah, I was like, okay, wow, I've never seen that. But honestly, you might have just been better just telling it to him, even if you are very loud. My chair. These Sour Patch gummies. Sour Patch strawberry gummies, to be exact. Not bad. Not bad at all. So like I was saying about Twitter, how bad it is about Twitter, which is just another example of society going down. But more importantly, Jordan Peterson, who this has to do with Twitter. Not just some random. I didn't just say that randomly. So he tweeted out yesterday. I see. Let me see. So he tweeted out yesterday. I say that weird. That China is. What did he say? He said China is emasculating men or something. That was the tweet. But the video he tweeted was straight up porn. It was a bunch of men lined up in a room. And this is Jordan Peterson, on his thing, confirmed it was him, tweeted out just straight porn. He goes, oh, this is what they're doing to men. And it's 5 dudes in a room on a turbo machine. And I'm like, what are you tweeting? And there's every comment was this is just porn. What are you doing? Are you okay? Old man comments. And I was just confused. I was like, why did he tweet this out? Because I try to go a little more into someone's brain, a Jordan B. Peterson. What would he actually be thinking when he tweets this out? You know what I mean? Because it really was. It should be censored. I'm surprised. Well, I guess Twitter allows everything. I was gonna say it doesn't allow, but that's Instagram. But I was surprised about this too. I was like, why did he tweet this out? It's very weird. It's very weird. He tweets out a lot of weird things. But I will say, the same person, talking about college and stuff like that. But my brother actually bought his book, and I will never forget that he bought his book. He can't say that he's never supported Jordan Peterson, because he bought his book. I don't know how strongly he follows it though. I don't know, more or less, who knows? But yeah, he bought his book, so I'll never forget that. There's a woman rapper is called Suki with the Hoodie Coochie, which I don't know how I feel about that name. It's a terrible name. Suki with the hoodie coochie. Is this actually okay? So I'm seeing here that she's not actually rap. Sorry, I was on Twitter and she just popped up. Again, the algorithm just giving me the most random things. Does anyone else open up Twitter and it's just like nonsense that they definitely don't follow? And she has a lot of views though. I've never heard of her. These people come out of nowhere with the fame and have no idea. Which honestly I do appreciate though. Like the fact that, someone is this famous and I don't know who they are. It's good. It means there's avenues for everybody. I like it. A lot of people are like, who is this person? She's a nobody. She's famous out of nowhere. Who's he? He's just some dude. I always like that because it made it like, it made it kind of like, it made it like seem that it's possible to go and do something, actually get, oh, well, my microphone started buzzing. All right. I don't know what that was, but it made it actually possible, made you at least think that it was possible. Like, hey, to get famous, you don't need to go through that avenue or another avenue that you don't like or this and that. And, it seemed possible that you could go through and say, hey, I could go through YouTube. I could do this. There are avenues for you. So I always like that. Like, you find a person you never heard of, yet they have 1 million followers and this and that. I always find that good. I still find it good. The fact that no jumper could even be possible. They wouldn't be possible without the internet. I don't just mean literally. I mean the way the internet is and how it's set up and how fame is set up and how quick people get it. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. This guy say, so this isn't cool. This is one of those tweets that I just don't understand. It was tweeted out March 3rd, has a lot of views, a lot of retweets, and it just says unpopular opinions on black women. This is the kind of tweets I'm talking about. Why even start this tweet? Why even start this thread? What's going on? Like, I don't get it. Like, what is this for? Unpopular opinions of black women. What is it? What is this? Why? What is the point? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Who is this for? Like, who's commenting on this? And why? This one, unpopular opinion on Tyler Perry. And it's like, who is this? Why do you want this? Why do you want to read this? Who's commenting? What is the unpopular opinion on this? What are you doing? You just hate. Hey, opening it up to hate. This one, unpopular opinions on black men. Like, why? What is this for? Who is this for? How do I actually get to the comments of this? God made us able to swim to keep sharks safe. We fucked them up. No shark ever liked a black man. Very diverse and cool group of men. Can get along with any of them from any region. Can't find humor even in the saddest moments of life. Also, very merciful, almost to a fault. Very diverse and cool group of men can get along with anyone from any region. Can find I thought they said can. I was like very confused. Are they doing opposite? Like they're doing good comments? Because all I see, oh my god. Okay, no, there is hate. The lineup though, this guy's tweeted out any unpopular opinions on black men, and he tweeted out 4 photos. He tweeted out Chadwick Boseman, Lil Boosie, the guy from Creed, the more famous one, and Lil Baby. What is this lineup? You just want controversy. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. None of us love the way. It's crazy. This guy says, None of us will last 24 hours as a black man. That's true for most people. Yeah, most people can't do it. Most people can. People think they can, but they can't. The stares you get, the awkwardness, and literally just walking home. Sometimes there'd be people in front of you. You get the look back at you. Oh, no one could do it. You kidding me? No one could be black for 24 hours. People think they can, but they can't. At least not in America. At least not in America. Other places, I would say it's a lot easier. But no. In America, no. There'd be so many people like who, first of all, I'm telling you, the stares you get and people just looking at you, being in a place and being like, just questioning why you here, you know. They're just like, you'll be in a really nice neighborhood and people look at you and just asking the question to themselves why you're here. You can see it in their eyes. They're like, what? Who are you? Like, just walking around. I'm telling you, a lot of people don't like to hear that, and they're like, "Oh, it's not true." It definitely is true, 100%. 100%. Yeah. Yeah. It's weird. It's weird. It's weird, and it's very bad, and that's why I don't like the hate. Yeah, I don't like these tweets. See, this guy goes, low emotional intelligence, hypersexual, abusive, violent, narcissistic personality disorder. Huh? What? Non-committal? Well, that's not based off your own thing. Lacks empathy, inferior, no leadership or foresight. This is insane. See, this is what I'm saying. See, this is like, this is what this guy said. This seems more like your own daddy issues. Girl, you need a therapist who hurt you. Worst demographic of internet users are those who spend their time talking about people they supposedly don't like. I'm telling you, it's insane. The emergence of the white troll behind a black face. See, that's an interesting point because I've often felt that a lot of the hate for black people online is from white people, yes, but they have a black avatar. And for years, I mean, even when I was little, I used to think, I'm like, the way they type and the weird little facts they'll put in, the way they talk, I guarantee you there's a lot of white people behind the black avatar, you know, their faces, pictures, profile pictures, avatars, profile pictures on Twitter, Instagram that are giving hate to black people that aren't black themselves. I'm telling you, I'm telling you, gay, when the you know, that law that's trying to go through right now, what's it called? Basically the anonymity of, here's a crazy thing, right? The anonymity of the internet is slowly going away. Like, it is going away. A lot of people don't want it to. I myself, of course, don't want it to. You know, I don't want it to go away at all. I just, you know, I want it to stay the same forever. But yeah, it can, obviously. But, what was I saying? Sorry, I was clicking on something. Yeah, the anonymity is going away, you know, because they're starting to make it, well, the talk of websites being liable for what people do on their websites. So let's say Twitter, if someone bullies someone until they die, you know, until they kill themselves, let's say, they you know, Twitter's not liable for that. They bring up the actual people, you know, the law has to go in and sue them, and they bring up the actual people on charges, right? And they have to do it that way. What they're starting to say is that, you know what, since Twitter isn't policing these people, we want them to start. And how do you do that? You make everyone use their real names on the internet. You make everyone use it on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, anywhere, right? It's funny because Instagram, I don't know, maybe I'm being played, it's just, but I feel like Instagram is a place where pretty much, well, I'd say more than other websites, you could see the real people. You know what I mean? Like those real people, and they'll say racist stuff. You just can't, they just block. Those people block their profiles, and I think that has the highest percentage of like real names besides Facebook. I don't use Facebook. Things I use. I would say that's the only place that you could pretty much, not pretty much all, but a lot of them are using their real names. But I think Twitter is the worst at it because, Twitter's just, I think it's a lot of bots, a lot of fake people, a lot of that. But yeah, I think Twitter is probably the worst place for that. It's very weird because it's going away. It's going away. Unfortunately, I don't want it to. I'm the last person that wants to use their real name online, but there's a certain point where you go, these people are doing harm. It's just, I don't know. It's a weird thing because I don't want to, but then you got stuff like this that's just, it's weird. And then, okay, so that was 10 things. And now this person in the comments goes, they did 11 through 17. They're like combative, argumentative, passive aggressive. These are so many things applying to so many people other than just black people. It's insane. I'm like, you could put this list to anybody. This guy's right. It's purely projection. Like, what is this list? You guys are just going off on nothing. It's nothing. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, I think this list is rejecting, and it's just, hey, it's just like, what are you doing? You just, it's insane. It's insane, to even start a thread saying, any bad things you have to say about this race. Hello, what are you doing? It's so odd what people do. Yeah, this guy's like, who hurt you? She's like, must have been a black man. Yeah, probably, because that's what she's tweeting now. It sucks. Yeah, it's bad. But this is happening a lot on the internet. I think a lot more people use, like, this profile says black women and girls lives matter. You're not like the message, but at least it's the truth. Oh, you may not like the message, but at least it's the truth. See, is it real? You don't know if she is. You don't know and on this whole profile is just hate on other black people. That's the craziest part. That's not even like normal tweets. It's not like she's tweeting out stuff. It's just all hate against other black people. And then you get to this thing. It's like, so this is your whole profile, and you expect us for it to be real, like for us to believe it's a real person behind there, a real black person, because it's just so. Imagine if all I tweeted, her whole profile, imagine if all I tweeted was purely just hate on one race. If she wasn't talking about black men, because look, it's BM, so BM are no different than blah blah blah. BM have taken a page from whoever. Did I not say BM will use lie? It's like 9 hours ago, 16 hours ago, March 11th, yesterday. It's insane. Her whole profile, every tweet, like, there's not one tweet of a normal person. It's like, here's what I did yesterday. Nothing. It's all. BM will bring up everything from the 60s on back to over 2,000 years ago as an excuse for their violent behavior occurring right now that I'm seeing. What do you, every tweet, and you're like, excuse me, and you're like, this can't be a real person. That's what I'm talking about. And the crazy part is, it goes on and on and on. Look at this, another one. It's every single one. Even a meme. She's tweeting on a meme. She goes, "This isn't right. A black man." Every tweet. Look. Oh, okay. I'm at a part. No. That is also something about black people. March 10th. Let me explain. When someone in the black community says he didn't seem like, choosing better. You should always choose better than a black man. Like, this is incredible. Incredible. Every tweet. Going back, let me see. Let me actually. This is just random. This profile, by the way, is My Truth Hurts 25. Let me go back to. How do you do oldest? Can you do that or no? Like oldest tweets first. I don't know. I really don't go on Twitter that much. Not like enough to know how to actually navigate like every tweet going back months is just purely about why, especially March 4th. Wow. March 4th. She's doing everything. Oh, and then her one positive tweet is about a Republican, somebody in the House. Black men are stuck satisfying. Black men are stuck satisfying their basic needs. It's like this is either a fake person, like a white person just having, being able to say whatever they want, or it is actually black women and she needs help. This is too much. This is too much. Like, this can't be real. It's so much tweeting. Whether she's actually a black woman behind her profile or not, it doesn't matter. This is too much. It's like, it's forever. It goes on forever, for months. Wow. Yeah, I know it keeps going. I'm scrolling, but it just keeps going. Wow. It's insane. It's insane. They expect their needs to be met. However, newborns evolve and become adults who neither means met. Argue that their needs are never met. They are insatiable and are constantly moving for the goalposts. What? Why are sex and sexual intimacy separate? And sex isn't a fundamental need because you won't die. It's insane. It goes on for months. Everything having to do with sex, political stuff. Just insane. Both of their racial identities. I don't agree with that. Having one black parent change your entire race. Wait, what? Biracial men and women should be allowed to embrace both of their racial identities. I don't agree with that. Having one black parent changes your entire racial identity. Well, yeah, but you still have the other one. And this is the problem. This is how, we'll really never, as black people, we'll really never get past ourselves. Because still to this day, we can't even get over other people being a little bit lighter skinned than us. If you literally can't even get over the fact that there are different shades of black people, you will never move on. It's like it's simple. It's like black people are so obsessed with other black people being lighter and having a parent that's not both black, parents both black. Like, if you can get over the fact that we come in different shades, like other black people, still to this day, I get made fun of. I'm not even that light skinned, and I get made fun of. It's like if you can't even get past the base, the level one of just any racial identity. Say yes, we come in different shades. If you can't even get over that, there's no way we're going anywhere. There's no way. It's insane. It's just, I don't get it. It's just like, I don't know. I don't really have too much more to say. Yeah, this is a fake profile. This is obviously a white person behind it, And really, she should be taken off, Mm. Yeah, it's sad. It's sad. Also, um hmm. Yeah. Okay. Well, okay, I'm gonna stop looking at her tweet. It's just too much. You got to get off the internet. Yeah. You got to get off the internet. And the guy, the Gilbert guy, who's also saying racist stuff. Yeah. See, this is a fake profile. Yeah, this is a fake profile. Not fake, but not who she says she is. Hmm. It's funny. There's so much hate online, and all you have to do is click away from it. The way I said that, click away from it is nice because you don't need to see any of this. You don't need to see people, black men being compared to monkeys on the internet. You don't need to see it. You could just click away. By the way, I'll stop. I'll stop reading this, but her one positive tweet I've been scrolling is this. She's praising this black woman for marrying a white man. That's her one positive. Literally, I can't find another positive tweet. That's her one positive tweet. It's obviously a white woman behind this, but yeah, I think that happens a lot more than not, and I think I think that people are getting tricked. I really don't think. I think people should stop arguing online with. Oh, sorry, my microphone. People should stop arguing online with people, and I really mean just stop, because so much of the discourse would stop if other people online also just said, "No, I'm not doing it anymore." I've done it. You just say no. I'm not arguing. I'm going to tweet out what I think. I'm not going to let people trigger me. And here's the thing. And here's who would win in that. The same people. The woman I just read through all her tweets, she wouldn't be able to live, she wouldn't be able to thrive in her Twitter if she didn't trigger people. You know what I mean? If those tweets didn't get under people's skin and she didn't get more and more replies and likes, she would stop. That's how all of this all ends. You just need to stop responding. And no, I really do think, and yes, I really do think that a lot of those profiles are actual white women behind it. I don't think, white men or white women behind it, but I don't think there are really, I think there's a lot of fake profiles out there. So next time you're on the internet and you're getting ready to argue with someone, just really look at their profile and analyze, are they really who they say they are? Especially if it looks very generic and made up. Really look at it. I bet it would change your mind. Really look at the profiles you're looking at, because I bet it would change your mind about arguing back, about what tweets you like, even people that support you. Really look at them, and really say, okay, who are these profiles? Who are these profiles actually of? Because a lot of times it will be, say a profile that just has so much genericness to it and buzzwords. It'll be a gay pride flag, but you're like, I don't know, are you just posting as that to get into groups and Twitter groups to troll people? Don't trust anyone. Don't trust anyone online. Still, people are learning that lesson today. It's unfortunate. I'm putting my leg up on my chair. That's why I said that. It's unfortunate. Yeah. No. I would say this more often than not, when quitting comes up in your head to quit something and you want to do it anymore, well, okay, here's something that I've heard. sometimes to go forward, you gotta take a step back. And that's very generic, and I know, but I think sometimes in life, you do need to take about 2 steps back to go forward. And the thing about it, it's that classic saying, the Green Arrow. Why? And it's also why I like Green Arrow. It's because his character, his recent stories are not the best, but Green Arrow really does imply, not imply, but he really does. If you know Green Arrow's stories, he always, from history, has always had the most, not only influential stories, but also the most socially aware stories and real, like Batman has some real stories and he go through some stuff, but Green Arrow's always been the character they put through the ringer, the real ringer, because Batman, I would say, is still up there with, like, he's dealing with Robin, and like his stories feel very unreal. He's like reviving people now in recent comic books, just bringing people up from the dead, bringing himself up from the dead. He went to a different dimension, got his body out the grave, resurrected him to find out who killed him. It's nonsense. But Green Arrow has always been the one that's had stories, of like drug use, like Speedy, his sorry, these wires. Speedy, his sidekick, ever since he was created, he was doing heroin in the 80s. They made a comic out of that. He's had issues with black people, not issues with, but he's brought up issues of race, gender in the Justice League. It's just really a metaphor for gender in real life. He's got all those stories, and I really like that he is the embodiment of, you have to look out for yourself, of course, but you have to look out for other people. You really do. You got to. A lot of people don't like it, but it's true. We live in a world where it's all very singular, right? Especially in the States, we like to put a big emphasis on ourselves, but you really do have to look out for other people. You really got to stop assuming, this group of people is bad, that group of people is worse. Black people do this, white people do that, Asian people do this. You got to stop. It makes everything worse. When I walk around, and I can feel, you staring at me. And I can feel, the awkwardness. I can feel that it doesn't make anything worse. Even though no one says anything to me on a daily basis, just, you can feel it in a room. It's hard to put to words, but you can feel in a room when, when I go to, because I'm kind of in the art world, right? And I've been to a couple shows, galleries. You can feel it even at that top level. You can still feel the people being like, why are you supposed to be here? Are you supposed to be at this level? It's insane. So I would really just say, you gotta stop assuming. Stop with the assumptions of everybody. It just hurts. Everybody, and it makes things worse, because the people like that profile I read, and other people who like constantly say these bad things, never give solutions. They never will give you a reason to think the opposite. And if you're going to say bad things about someone or about a certain race, you have to at least say, this is how you're going to fix it. Because what's the point? You're just spewing hate. Where is the nozzle for answers? Where does that turn on? But it's not. It's just all hate. It's just all. Uh-oh. Did I do something to my recording? No. Alright, cool. I put my drink down. I'm drinking brisk. Put my drink down on my keyboard. Excuse me. Wow. Yeah, what was I saying? It's just all bad, And if you have that much hate for a certain race, a certain group of people, it's probably because one thing happened to you. Most likely, like that guy said in the comments, is like, is this all just daddy issues? Like, what is this? Did you get broken up with? Like, what's going on? And it's cherry picked. I think a lot of people, and this is why traveling is good. I think a lot of people don't realize how big the world is and how there's so much more going on than black people in America doing this and that. That's like some people's whole world. It's like, the racial tensions in America is what people's whole world is. The politics in America is what people's whole world is. Yet no one takes a second. Well, them, not no one. No one takes a second. They don't take a second to think worldly at all. What's going on in every other part of the world? There's so much more going on, and I think people really People need to start speaking and thinking in more worldly terms. Wow, my speaking is bad. More worldly terms and thoughts, because this is like that woman. That's her whole world is American black men doing this and that. It's insane because that's such a small percentage of what is going on in the world, and I think people like that, people who center their focus on the politics of America and this and that and Joe Biden. It's like there's so much more going on. Not only that, but there's so much more good going on that doesn't get talked about in the media, that will never show up on your feed because the algorithm is giving you what you want, and what you want is hate and local discourse about what's going on in America with tensions, when no one thinks about all the black and white people going day by day and doing nothing, not doing crime. It's just insane. People think so small and get caught up in this little bubble. It's like your world is so much bigger than that. Like, there's so much more going on. Turn your focus to what's going on in Africa right now, with China slowly taking over Africa. They just built 2 schools named after Xiao Ming, or what's his name? Emperor Ming, they call him? No, I forget his name, but China's literally building schools in Africa and building roads and calling it Chinese names and giving them Chinese phones and tracking their data. It's like, you got so much more going on, They're doing the same thing in Mexico. I'm telling you, it's insane. So, take a second. Here's what I would do. Go look up global news. Just Google it. Global news. Whatever first site comes up, click on that and look at what's going on globally. Good and bad, okay? There's, interesting stuff with people in the UK doing energy reusing usable energy. There's the ocean getting, people are coming up with better and better ideas to clean up with the oceans. There's earthquakes still going on. There's Ukraine is still going on, not ending. Putin right now is putting things up to, is putting plans into place for when he dies. The Soviet Union is trying to be, revitalized. It's insane what's going on. And this woman's, going on daily tweeting about black men in America. It's so, like, when you think globally, you're like, these people are so in a circle. They're in this little tiny circle and getting caught up. She's caught up, whether she's fake or not, whether she's a black woman behind that profile or not. She's tweeting a lot, and she's caught up. And you get people like that, though, and you see it in real life. Even here in San Francisco, it's supposed to be very woke. It's not. It's supposed to be very inclusive. It's not. Those are all falsities, but that's a whole nother conversation. There's like a whole screen of like acceptability, and everybody's nice and accepted in San Francisco, when in reality it's just a nice safe playground for white people. It is what it is. That's what San Francisco is. It's I thought coming up here was gonna be like different in that way. It's still a beautiful place, but it's a playground for rich people. Not even a playground, I would say, because playground makes it seem like there's craziness going on here, but it's like it's a bubble. It's a nice, beautiful bubble for very rich people, and the people who aren't rich are either students or what do they call them? Renters. You know, people who aren't staying for long, basically. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, think globally. That's the whole point. Think globally and stop thinking so small. Everyone get your right. Excuse me. Everyone go. Look up what's going on and go global. Think globally. It's been an hour. I'm just doing an hour today because it's late. Literally right after this. Literally right after this, I'm going to export this and just upload it. Alright. Thanks for listening, whoever listened. This one was bad. This one was... I went on too long about the woman. I was just frustrated me because when I saw that comment about people may not be themselves behind profile pictures, it like brought me back to what I've been thinking for years, even all the way back in early middle school. I'm talking about people used to be like, well, I used to just question, I'm like, is this person actually this person with the avatar? You could just bring up any picture of anybody. But okay, whatever, we're done with that. But yeah, thanks for watching, and how close can I get to the mic? Give it a little kiss goodbye. Thanks for listening.